Nutella isn't just a spread, it's a global obsession. What started as a clever solution during a time of scarcity has turned into one of the most iconic food products in the world. Each jar you see on store shelves contains about 50 hazelnuts, and Ferrero, the company behind Nutella, consumes nearly 25% of the world's entire hazelnut supply every year. With more than 10 massive factories producing it worldwide, one jar of Nutella is sold every 2.5 seconds. The story begins in the shadows of World War II. Cocoa was rare and expensive, forcing Italian pastry chef Pietro Ferrero in Alba, Italy, to innovate. Instead of relying on scarce chocolate, he blended roasted hazelnuts, sugar, and a small portion of cocoa to create a creamy paste. His first creation, named Ghian du Jot, was sold in loaf form and sliced like butter to spread on bread. In 1951, this evolved into supercrema, which was softer and easier to spread. Then, in 1964, Pietro's son, Michele Ferrero, perfected the recipe and introduced the world to Nutella as we know it today. Packaged in jars, it quickly spread across Europe, charming families with its creamy texture and unique taste. But what makes Nutella so irresistible? It starts with the hazelnuts. Around 70% of the world's hazelnuts come from Turkey, while Italy contributes some of the finest varieties. Ferrero carefully sources these nuts, roasting them at around 150 degrees Celsius, 302 degrees Fahrenheit, to unlock their rich aroma and flavor. Each year, Nutella factories roast and grind about 400,000 tons of hazelnuts. Once roasted, the nuts are ground into a silky paste, forming the very foundation of Nutella's smooth and velvety consistency. The hazelnut paste is then blended with sugar, cocoa powder, skimmed milk powder, and vegetable oil, usually palm oil. Though the ingredients sound simple, the exact formula is a closely guarded secret. Hazelnuts make up about 13% of each jar, giving Nutella its signature taste. The paste is refined with precision, passing through rollers that reduce particles to just 20 microns, smaller than the thickness of a human hair. This is why Nutella feels impossibly smooth on your tongue. After refinement, the mixture is cooled gradually and stirred to maintain its creamy texture before being poured into jars. Modern machinery can fill about 50 jars per minute, each sealed tight to preserve freshness. Globally, Nutella factories produce over 365,000 tons of this beloved spread every year. Nutella's versatility is another secret to its success. It's more than just a toast topping. Spread it on pancakes, waffles or crepes, pair it with fresh fruits like strawberries and bananas, or swirl it into brownies and cookies. Some enjoy it with peanut butter in sandwiches, while others dip crackers, breadsticks, or even eat it straight from the jar. It has become more than food, it's a cultural staple, tied to breakfasts, desserts, and indulgent midnight snacks around the globe. Now let's pivot to another modern snack with an equally fascinating backstory: pita chips. While Nutella was born from necessity, pita chips were born from creativity and a desire to reduce waste. Rooted in Middle Eastern cuisine, pita bread has been a staple for thousands of years. But in the late 20th century, particularly in the United States, small bakeries and food vendors began transforming leftover pita into crispy chips instead of discarding them. By the 1990s, these crunchy triangles exploded in popularity, marketed as a healthier alternative to potato chips. The process of making pita chips begins with simple ingredients: flour, water, yeast, salt, and sometimes olive oil. The dough is kneaded, left to rise, then rolled flat into round discs. Baked at high temperatures, around 450–500 degrees Fahrenheit, 230–260 degrees Celsius, the dough puffs up to create a pocket inside. After cooling, the pita is sliced into triangles, much like a pizza, producing 6 to 8 chips per round. For extra crunch, some are split into single layers, while others are left thicker. Before baking or frying, the chips are lightly coated in oil and seasoned. The options are endless: sea salt, garlic, herbs, or even cinnamon sugar. Today, major brands offer more than 10 flavor varieties to satisfy different tastes. Once seasoned, the chips are either baked for a lighter texture or fried for extra crispiness. Baking has become the preferred method, aligning with the growing demand for healthier snacking. After cooking, the chips are cooled, packaged, and sealed within minutes, ready to be shipped around the world. Just like Nutella, pita chips are incredibly versatile. They pair beautifully with dips like hummus, guacamole, or baba ganoush, but they're just as enjoyable on their own. Their sturdy crunch makes them perfect for scooping, and their growing popularity has secured them a permanent spot in the snack aisles of supermarkets everywhere. From a wartime innovation in Italy to a waste-reducing experiment in American bakeries, Nutella and Pita chips prove one thing: necessity and creativity can transform simple ingredients into global sensations. Crispy, golden, and endlessly versatile, Pita chips have become one of the most popular snacks worldwide. But here's a question: have you ever thought about just how many different ways these little crunchy bites can be enjoyed? One of the all-time favorite pairings is dipping them into a bowl of creamy hummus, but the magic doesn't stop there. Pita chips pair wonderfully with guacamole, the zesty and refreshing avocado-based dip, or tzatziki, a cool yogurt-cucumber blend with fresh herbs. Then there's baba ganoush, a smoky roasted eggplant dip that takes the flavor game up a notch. And when we talk about dips, nothing is as iconic as hummus. Creamy, smooth, and bursting with nutty richness, hummus has become a global superstar in the world of healthy eating. But where did it come from? The answer is surprisingly mysterious. While today it's a staple of Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisine, the exact birthplace of hummus has been debated for centuries. Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, Syria, and Egypt all claim ownership. What we do know is that the earliest written recipes resembling hummus date back to the 13th century in Cairo, Egypt. Back then, it was far simpler, but it quickly became an essential dish across the Levant. Fast forward to today, and it's one of the world's favorite healthy dips, celebrated for its rich taste and simple, nourishing ingredients. At the heart of hummus lies the humble chickpea, also called the garbanzo bean. In large factories, production starts with tons of dried chickpeas, often soaked in massive tanks for 8 to 12 hours. This process softens them, removes bitterness, and ensures a creamier texture. To give you perspective, a large factory may soak over 1,000 kilograms of chickpeas in a single batch. After soaking, the beans are cooked either steamed or boiled for 1 to 2 hours until perfectly tender. Industrial steam cookers, capable of handling hundreds of liters per batch, churn out silky chickpeas ready to be transformed. Meanwhile, tahini, the soul of hummus, is prepared. Made from ground sesame seeds, tahini gives hummus its signature nutty depth. Blended with lemon juice, fresh garlic, and sometimes a drizzle of olive oil or cumin, this mixture forms the flavorful backbone. When chickpeas meet tahini in high-speed industrial blenders, something magical happens. The mixture is whipped at thousands of revolutions per minute, creating that irresistibly smooth, fluffy texture we all love. Each blend takes about 5 to 10 minutes, with water or cooking liquid added to perfect the consistency, but plain hummus is just the beginning. Once the creamy base is ready, the scent of something extraordinary wafts through the air, a promise of culinary delight that hooks you instantly. It's the aroma of millions of crepes being crafted in sprawling factories, where precision and passion collide to create breakfast perfection. For those obsessed with the art of morning indulgence, crepes, those delicate paper-thin pancakes, bursting with berries and cream, are a daily ritual. The journey begins with the backbone of every crepe: flour. Wheat, harvested from golden fields, rolls into towering storage silos. Each grain undergoes a meticulous process, cleaned to remove impurities, tempered to perfect its texture, and milled into a silky, superfine flour that forms the foundation of every flawless crepe. Eggs, the unsung heroes of the crepe, bring the magic of cohesion. Their proteins bind the batter, while the yolks infuse a rich, velvety depth that elevates the texture to soft, flexible perfection. In factories, high-speed machines crack, separate, and measure eggs with surgical precision, ensuring consistency at a scale unimaginable in a home kitchen. Using only yolks would make crepes decadently heavy. Only whites, and they'd lack that creamy signature. The solution? The whole egg, perfectly balanced, creates a batter that's both light and luxurious. In the heart of the factory, ingredients converge in a symphony of mixing. Flour, eggs, milk, and a pinch of sugar swirl together in massive vats, forming a smooth golden batter. Two methods dominate crepe production. The first employs a cylindrical stove, where precise dispensers pour just the right amount of batter, spreading it into perfect circles before transferring it to massive, sizzling griddle plates. Heated to an exact temperature, these plates cook one side of the crepe to golden perfection. For high-volume operations, conveyor belts whisk the partially cooked crepe to a second griddle, flipping it for a quick 15 minutes to 20-second sear on the other side. The second method, rooted in French tradition, uses a batter dispenser known as a crêpe day or la chandelure device, a nod to the charming February 2nd celebration. Though its origins tie to the presentation of Jesus at the temple, la chandelure has evolved into a beloved crepe-making tradition, blending history with culinary craft. The choice of wheat shapes the crepe's soul. Standard wheat, with its mild flavor, lets sweet toppings like berries or chocolate shine, making it the go-to for dessert crepes. Buckwheat, darker and nuttier, is the star of savory crepes, like Brittany's galettes, offering a gluten-free option with an earthy depth. Once cooked and cooled, the crepes are ready for their final act, filling and stacking. Whether folded with whipped cream and fruit, rolled with savory ham and cheese, or stacked into towering masterpieces, they're sealed, packaged, and often frozen to preserve their freshness for breakfast tables worldwide. But the factory's story doesn't end with crepes. Shift your senses to the irresistible crunch of waffles, those golden grids of breakfast bliss. Flash baking technology is the secret here. A rapid, high-heat blast crisps the exterior in seconds, locking in a crunchy texture that holds up under syrup or fruit. After baking, waffles cool carefully to fend off moisture, ensuring every bite stays crisp. The process is a marvel of efficiency, with conveyor belts guiding waffles through cooling tunnels before they're boxed for eager consumers. Then there's the allure of chocolate-coated treats. Picture perfectly cut cubes gliding beneath a cascading curtain of molten chocolate, each one enrobed in a glossy, even layer. This chocolate dropping system ensures no cube is left uncoated, delivering a decadent treat that's as satisfying to the eye as it is to the palate. Crackers, too, have their moment in the spotlight. Their light, airy crunch owes much to tiny docking holes, strategically perforated to prevent air bubbles during baking. These unassuming holes ensure a uniform texture, making every bite a perfect balance of crisp and delicate. Across the globe, South Korea's iconic digit cookies command a loyal following. Their wholesome, lightly sweet flavor and satisfying crunch have made them a staple in lunchboxes and tea times for generations. Crafted with precision, these cookies embody a cultural legacy, blending tradition with modern production to create a treat that transcends borders.